Greetings, brothers and sisters. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to the Almighty and the Son of the Most High, to whom all the praise and glory is due. Today I want to go into a little bit of the ISUPK image. I don't want to completely break down the entire thing. I don't want to go into the six-pointed image just yet. That's an entire lesson in itself. But I do want to go into something that I found on social media, on Facebook. I had a so-called Mexican repost something like this. But I want to show and prove how I've been given a little bit of vision on some of these subliminals and on some of these things that are definitely showing and proving who these people are. But first, this image right here, the ISUPK logo, for certain has all kind of Masonic symbolism in it, going into everything, into the ribbons, because these ribbons here are for certain not of no purpose. They definitely have a purpose. The swords also have Masonic symbolism in it. Crossing in the middle of this hexagon, the X as well, if you understand anything about Nimrod and Baal worship, X has always been a representation of Baal. For example, if you go into Christmas, which is a pagan ritual of Baal, you understand that Christ is replaced with the X and making Xmas, because Christmas in its entirety is pagan Baal worship. It's so same thing as the X, but definitely this X has symbolism in it. The swords have symbolism. Even the white and blue circle around this image. Okay, so I just want to show and prove a little bit of what I'm talking about when dealing with the swords crossing. You see there's two Masonic swords crossing right here in the middle of an image, which is a circle image, blue and white as well. Going in the middle of a star. This is a star. You can see that here is the triangle that you'll see often, as well as I believe a 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe it's a 7-pointed image. It's definitely Masonic. All this is even a ribbon going into the ribbon, which is exactly what I'm talking about when dealing with the UPK image. This is all Masonic. Your ISUPK are a counterintelligence program. These people are the feds. These people are set up by the government, just as much as Martin Luther King was set up and received subsidies for his efforts in keeping the Negroes exactly where the government wants them. ISUPK is a part of that. Whether you believe it or not, that's on you. But for certain, these people are feds. I want to go into this image. This is what I've seen on social media. Okay, so it's supposed to be a lion head. This whole entire image is set up to be exactly what it is. Going into everything as far as even the garment covering up some of the image and covering up half of the star, and a little bit of a lion showing in this image. This entire thing is designed to show this in the manner that it is. But I want to flip it a little bit. I want to go ahead and go around and show and prove that this isn't just a lion, it's also a devil. So I want to use this image. I'm going to use this part to kind of use it to block out the rest of this. This right here is an eye, the eye of the devil. It's an eye of a devil. Here's the nose, and this goes down to the mouth, and this is the mouth open like a laughing devil. This is his mouth, this is the nose, this is the eyes, and here's the two horns. As you can see, these two go up and then this one comes down. It's because these two are horns. And it's a subliminal of what you would believe to be a lion is really a devil. And it's deceptive. It's a deceptive energy. And as you can see here as well in the image, you have pyramids or small little pyramid type shapes, which if you know anything about pyramids pertains to energy. So these things definitely are there for a reason. It has purpose to it, just as much as this entire subliminal being a devil, which is unbelievable that people don't see that. I don't understand how people don't see this stuff, because like I said, a so-called Mexican that's supposed to be awake or in this UPK stuff He's the one that posted this. It wasn't, he reshared it from somebody that posted it. So when I seen this, I immediately saw the devil. I saw the devil that's in this image. I'm not too sure if, I don't know if it's just me and me being able to see subliminals, but I for certain it was the first thing I saw. And now that I know that it's there, that's the only thing that I see when I see this image. It's harder for me to see the lion than it is for me to see this devil, because this devil for certain is a laughing devil with two horns. I'm hoping you can see that, because that's for certain clear to me. I'm not sure if it, like I said, if it's just me and me being able to see these subliminals, but for certain, this is an ISUPK jacket. You can see the 1W and their symbols and everything, but these definitely have energy implications, energy of deception, because this is a deceptive image. So this whole thing was kind of like just really saying exactly who these people are. It's telling you who they are for real. Because if you go into Deuteronomy 33:22, I brought this out before in the lion's whelp video, is that Dan is a lion's whelp. So just because you see a lion doesn't necessarily mean that these people are Judah, because Dan is a lion's whelp as well. And for them to have a subliminal devil inside of this lion image speaks in volumes. It should tell you that they're not Judah. These people are definitely working with the government. And I say that because of also what you can find of them. Well, this is another image of one of their goons. Is he has a Native American symbol on his image, and they love that. They love that hexagon. They love that. This is one of the reasons why UPK is one of the biggest groups that they are, is because of the symbolism and the images that they use. But this is a Native American. But you wouldn't understand that this is dealing with the Dan tribe unless you know who the Dan tribe is. Negro Native Americans, Negro Indians that are portraying to be Judah or judging Israel as one of the tribes. UPK is judging Israel right now. If you go into Genesis 49, as I brought out many times, here in Genesis 49:16, Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes, not as the tribes of Israel, as not one of the tribes, but as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall be a serpent by the way, and an adder in the path that biteth the horse heel, so that his rider shall fall backward. I have waited for thy salvation. Salvation is coming after the knowledge of this son of perdition is coming out. This knowledge of these people are coming out, and how they've taken our people backwards in understanding, dividing our people rather than uniting our people, and judging his people as one of the tribes. They acting like they're the Israelites, but they're really not. They've been disinherited as a nation of people. And if you don't understand who the Dan tribe is, you would never understand why this black man has a Native American symbol on his image. He has so many of those six-pointed images on just this one image. It's unreal that people actually believe this stuff to be true, or to be teaching the whole truth of the Most High. Now, when I say they're government, is because you can even find these people in movies. Hollywood is even promoting these people, because these are the Israelites that they actually want you to see. When you waking up to the knowledge that the Negro, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites, and you start researching Israelites, these are the first ones that you're gonna find, the first ones that you're gonna see. So this is what they want you to see, is this stuff. That's why they're in a movie such as 999. If you know anything about gematria or anything about numbers, 999 spelled backwards is, excuse me, 9 upside down is a 6. So a 999, if it was upside down, would definitely be the number of the beast, as well as 999 going into some gematria, which is an entirely different lesson. I just want to bring out the fact that these brothers are very deceptive in hiding the truth about who they are and the entire truth of the Messiah, keeping our people divided, and keeping our people going backwards in knowledge and backwards in understanding. And never will you understand, following UPK, that Negro Native Americans are the Dan tribe, or Choctaw, Chickasaw, Cherokees, Creeks. Going throughout the entire East Coast, you'll find a large percentage of the Negro Indians that originate from that part of the country, especially New York City, having 13 different tribes of Negro Native Americans. These are the Dan tribe. This is a movie on Netflix about Barack Obama called Barry. I think I have. This is a movie from the Netflix movie Barry, which I'm bringing this out for a reason, because maybe here soon in the near future I want to do a real video about the Barack Obama's real nationality, not being of Ham either. And he knows exactly who he is. As you can see here, this is all symbolism and understanding that Barack knows exactly who he is and has dealt with UPK before in history. So I brought this out for a reason, because here in the near future, possibly even my next video, I want to go into the truth about who what Barack Obama's real origins are, and it's not Ham. So also I wanted to bring out a little bit about the origins of some of these camps, all having basically the same origin. All these camps really come from the same thing. I brought this image out because you can find this on Facebook. There's people sharing it that are anti-camps. And you can also go to Google and find this. I believe if you type in Israelite camp doctrines and stuff, this stuff comes up. But one thing I wanted to point out is how they call this Masha King David, which GMS still to this day calls him King David, who is dead, which is completely false. They're teaching and telling people that they're the ones still calling Masha King David, and they're the ones telling the truth, which is completely false. In no way, shape, or form is King David Masha, or is King David a dead man. And here soon I want to go into a video, because I seen a video on social media about some Israelite campers coming out of IUIC who broke off from IUIC because of a lot of the folly that's going on in Israel United in Christ, and how some of their people are calling him David now, after the manner of Masha, how some of these camps were calling Masha King David, that some of their campers coming out of IUIC are calling him David. Okay, so I just wanted to bring this out to show how a lot of these camps, that I can go into the breakdown of every single last one of them and show how they're all related, and not teaching you the truth about the Dan tribe, how they're all affiliated. They're all affiliated. All of these camps at one point in time were the same thing, coming out of one West, and are affiliated. Perhaps not in a public eye are they affiliated, but for certain they know each other behind the scenes. Yohana's a devil. He's from the Dan tribe. He's definitely not teaching the truth, and for certain is from the Danites. But I wanted to bring that out about this image of being a subliminal devil, which I don't understand how people can't see that stuff. Immediately when I seen this, I seen that devil smiling at me with horns. I'm like, wow, how is it possible that people aren't even seeing this stuff? How is it possible that some of our people are still that asleep to where you can see something like this and not see that devil? But I mean, that's the case. Some of our people are still somewhat blinded to some things like this, and perhaps maybe the Most High did just wake me up to certain things like symbolism, to be able to understand that these things are Masonic. These swords are Masonic. You can even, I think, go into YouTube and type in Masonic sword symbolism, and videos will come up about this sword. These people are counter COINTELPRO. Whether you believe that or not, I'm telling you the truth. These people are the government. And they'll try to push the COINTELPRO off on other people in other camps, even though they themselves are that. So I just wanted to bring that out, that these people are not teaching the whole truth of the doctrine of the Messiah. And also I want to bring out here, as I brought out before, what I plan on going into in the future. Be it the will of the Most High. I plan on really flooding this channel with a lot of truth. And the truth that I've been trying to push and promote to people and tell the truth about is the son of perdition, and what that actually really means, and how it's being falsely broken down. It's being falsely taught. The son of perdition is falsely being taught from 2 Thessalonians. The son of perdition being the Dan tribe, a son of Jacob that was cut off at the coming of the Messiah, who was responsible for the death of the Messiah as well, which goes into the blasphemy of them that say that they are Jews and are not in his days. So as well, what I wanted to show and prove, and that I want to go into, because I don't think people really understood it, or do they still understand it? And for you to completely understand it, I'm going to have to break it all the way down, is the strong delusion. The strong delusion is not just talking about any delusional Negro, Hispanic, or Native American following any type of religion or falsehood. Strong delusion is directed to the son of perdition, the Dan tribe being under a strong delusion. And I matched the scripture with the strong delusion, being here in Psalms 50:21, where it says, "Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself." That's the strong delusion being spoken of here in 2 Thessalonians. But being that a lot of people still haven't the knowledge of the basics, what I want to do first is go into some basic things to build the understanding. Like I said, I'm not a teacher. I've never been a teacher, but I definitely want to show and prove this and bring some of these things out, which has been a little bit different for me because, as I said, I'm not a teacher, and for certain, I think I have somewhat limited my audience by going into some of the deeper things. Like in Hebrews, it speaks of strong meat and some milk, and going into some of the basics. I'm going to start going into some of the basics to be able to give the understanding of the strong delusion and how these Dan tribe Negroes who are at the heads of the people have been deceived to believe that he is one of them. The Son of the Most High is one of them. That thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself is talking about these people. And this is their motivation. A part of their motivation to deceive is not just the fact that in history they have consented with the so-called white man in slavery and selling indigenous lands, which I've gone into a lot of the history of the Negro Indians, but it has a lot to do with the scriptures and them being deceived to believe that he is one of them. That's the strong delusion that I'm planning on leading to the understanding of. So brothers and sisters, as I continue to go into some of these things, I'm almost for certain that it's going to be clear that the almighty power, the God of my forefathers, is with me in my understanding. And I'm going to start delivering a lot of these things and start flooding this channel with a lot of real truth. Not just exposing some of these falsehoods and some of these devils, but also going into the breakdown of how they're misleading our people into sin. They're doing a lot of things not written in the Bible. If it's not biblical, it's not a part of the doctrine. It's something that's added or diminishing from the real truth. So it's not the truth. As soon as you start adding stuff into the truth, it's no longer perfect. It's no longer the truth, the perfect truth. So I'm going to go into the real understanding and the real knowledge leading up to that as to who the son of perdition is, once again being the Dan tribe, and the strong delusion that they're under. They're under a very strong delusion, which is the Most High is definitely having mercy on his people, and definitely, obviously, has had mercy on me by giving me the knowledge of this stuff, because I have yet to see anybody really break down this truth. So brothers and sisters, with that being said, I want to give all praises to the Almighty and the Son of the Most High, and say shalom, brothers and sisters. Continue in knowledge, continue in increasing your learning. I put these two scriptures together a while ago, so maybe some people are starting to be able to see this, that they thought that there's such as one as thyself. But it may take a little help. It may take a little bit of breaking down for some people to really actually get it, which the Most High is going to do these things through the tribe of Judah. So when I say I come from the tribe of Judah, for real, the slave trade Negro here in Babylon, where it says Judah here in verse number 8 of Genesis 49, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. What I'm about to bring out is the real truth coming out of the tribe of Judah, as exactly how these other nation of people called Dan, who has been integrated with the slave trade Negro through the lion's whelp prophecy, just like you can read here in Genesis 9, that Judah is the lion's whelp, that they're among us. They're in the midst of the congregation. They're in the midst of our people. They're judging. They're the people that's at the heads of the tables of all these camps in this entire big circle, or this entire chain of deception. So continuing learning, continuing in studying the scriptures, continuing in pursuing the righteousness. It's not just saying, it's not just learning, it's also doing. Once you start understanding that some of these things that you have been taught is wrong, that some of these sins that they've been hiding from us is actual iniquity, there comes a changing with that. You must also change and better yourself in the scriptures towards that righteousness, towards that real truth. And brothers and sisters, I want to say shalom and increase your knowledge. All praises to the Most High.